on racing, was there ever a moment when you considered pursuing anything other than racing?
No. When I was growing up, or at least from my years from 0 to 7, 8, 9, somewhere along in there, my grandparents were farmers, so I knew I didn't care for that. And then my dad started messing around with race cars in '63, '64, so that sort of put me in place.
What was it like learning about racing from the Petty family? Like kind of just learning and absorbing that knowledge from being around them?
The Petty the group certainly played a part in my dad's racing and myself trying to learn. But there also was others, Harry Hyde, Leonard Wood, Junior Johnson. Those race teams itself had a lot of influence over, what I thought was right. So it was better than staying after school and at 3 o'clock and go and play basketball or football or whatever else they done in high school. Because I was busy racing, or I was busy traveling. How about that? So to me, that was a better choice. I wasn't very good at basketball anyway. So
when Dodge returned to NASCAR, you assisted them with their engine program. What did it mean to you to be able to assist them after their extensive relationship with your family?
Oh, that was, for me, it was what you worked for. To be involved, to really be able to be involved with that type of development, and those budgets were a lot different than the way I grew up. And I think that we brought some stuff to the table that was good. We certainly had our bad stuff we brought to the table, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of grinding hours, which I loved it. And being, when we first started doing Dodge engines, and I view it as part of the return to NASCAR back in the early '90s, '91, '2, and '3. Doing Trans Am Dodge engines and ARCA Dodge, and then in '95, '96, they decided they were going to get involved with NASCAR and the truck stuff. So we were already there doing the Dodge thing when a lot of people refer to it. Well, it wasn't cool. Well, okay, somebody had to do it. So, but anyway, we rolled right along with it, and there were a lot of people, and I certainly can't. All the names that would go on and on and on. It played a huge part, in the development of bringing the Dodge engines back that were out of Martinsville at the time. So, it's not a lot of smart people, and that was a huge part of it, and beyond me. I just happened to be the guy that had been around it the most. Mm-hmm. I was the oldest, but it's all good. All good.
So at the time, all the Dodge stuff was coming out of y'all's shop in Martinsville, like the engines and all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, this shop that I'm in now, it opened up at the end of '99, and that's when Ray started the Dodge movement into the Cup world. Mm-hmm. So, we were already there, and we were already doing that. We just all of a sudden now we had a budget. So it changed the way we'd done things quite a bit.
Have any stories that stand out from your time with Bobby Hamilton Racing?
Every day was a blast. There's not, he was just a treat to be around. That's the only thing. That's what stands out the most. Now there was racing stories that really stand out. He won Atlanta. I think it was the first year Toyota's back in it, and he won the race, and Skinner finished second in a Toyota. And it was one of those days. It was a knuckle biter. He had something going on during the race. I don't remember if it was the alternator or his radio. I don't remember what it was, but it was something going on that sort of said, this is not going to be our day. And then by the end of the race, it was he and Skinner up there, and they were battling for the win, and Bobby won. Now, that sort of stands out. But every day dealing with him was just a treat. He come from his own style of racing and growing up there in Nashville, and he sort of was a Dodge guy. I don't know if everybody knew that, but he was. I can remember talking to Bobby Hamilton before Bobby ever got into the NASCAR stuff. This person from Nashville, Tennessee, called me looking for an old Dodge motor. And that's sort of the way he put it. But at the time, it was just Saturday night racing. So, but no, he was wonderful to deal with. I hated to see him pass away. Just to me, it wasn't fair. He had so much life in him. So, but it's all good, all good.
When you look or think about all the NASCAR paint schemes, is there one or a couple that stand out as just your favorite when you think of seeing that car on the track or in the shop or whatever? Is just a thing of beauty?
Well, when you're working the race, trying to find the car that you're working with at a place like Daytona, not so much Talladega, because the track is, people say, well, you got a track that's 2.5 miles long, and then you got a track that's 2.6. The way that pit road is at Talladega, you can see a lot of the racetrack. That's the reason I said not so much Talladega, but at Daytona and some of these other places, and like when you get to Charlotte, the pit road is level with the track. It's hard to see the car, especially if they're in a pack. Mm-hmm. So, to answer your question, the Tabasco car of Todd Bodine, mm-hmm. and then I think Darrell had I forgot now, but that Tabasco car stands out. And then, if there's another color, I'd have to say red. But that's sort of what I look for, something that pops at you. And then any kind of white car sort of stands out on a black track. So, mm-hmm. I'd have to throw the Wood Brothers in there because, their red and white number 21 has been, for me, it's been around it forever. So, but the Tabasco car, that's the answer.